Here we are, rocking it with the Dead Daisies here in Montreal. And we've got Doug Aldrich and Deen Castronovo with us today. Not bad. So, how's this going? Like, this is a guitar shop to start off with, and then the gigs afterwards.
We've been extremely busy. It's awesome. We're doing the in-store guitar Daisyland thing, which is basically like very casual, acoustic and singing, and everybody takes a turn singing, and we jam and we just mingle. It's really cool.
And you get to see everybody in closed venues, more in contact with the fans, I would imagine?
Yeah, I think that's the whole premise of it, is we get to be really close with the people. And a lot of bands now, you don't see that unless you're paying exorbitant amounts of money to see them, you know, or to meet them. And it's usually just a picture and next, picture and next. With this, we actually get to be with the people. We get to shake their hands, we take pictures with them, we talk to them. It's kind of a cool thing.
Yeah.
And so the Dead Daisies, like, is this a rotating lineup, and with Deen being the newbie, or how does this work?
It started off that way because they wrote some songs and wanted to put a band together, and they just grabbed whoever they could. Eventually it settled down when they got Richard Fortus and Dizzy, Marco, John Corabi, Brian Tichy. It settled down. But then Guns N' Roses went back to work, and so they asked me to come in for Richard, and they decided to keep it more guitar oriented, I guess. And then Brian split, and now Deen's here, and it's definitely the most solid, I think. We've been, you know, going on all cylinders, and it feels like a really great lineup to me. I think, you know, they call it a collective, but I think this is a good one.
And of course, your link with Revolution of Saints, an album that I can't stop listening to, by the way.
Dude, awesome.
Which one?
In the Light and the Dark.
Oh,
In the Dark,
yeah.
nice one.
Yeah.
So there's that connection there, right? So.
Yeah. Well, we did the first one, and we got a great response. Unfortunately, we weren't able to get our schedules together to tour, but there was such a great response, and we felt like, you know what, people just want more music, so we did that one.
Yeah. And we'll do another one. We're talking about it possibly in March, if we can. Definitely. I mean, I just love working with Doug. I love working with Jack. I like lead singing, not as much as I like playing drums, but I do like doing it, you know. So, and it's a nice outlet for me, because I'm still learning as a lead singer, and it's really good for me to get, you know, I just want to get better.
Yeah, well, let's explore it, because you've got an unbelievable voice, if I do say so myself.
Thank you, my friend.
So,
thank you so much.
That's something that you have to grow into.
Yeah, I couldn't be in front. No, I mean, it's scary.
No. He could be in front. We played a gig, you were in front.
We did, but I was scared to death. I'm not going to lie, I was scared.
You don't have those protections.
Yeah, my fortress was gone, and it's like you're laid bare. It's a microphone, a stand, and everybody's staring at you, and it's like, ooh, man, that's freaky.
We were in the middle of recording the record, Light in the Dark, and they asked us if we wanted to do Frontiers Fest real quick. So we went in a rehearsal room for a couple days and just kind of banged out a set. And Dino played drums and sang for some, and then he came out front for some. And his tech, Steve Toomey, played drums.
He's a great drummer too.
And Jack was awesome. And then we had Alessandro Del Vecchio, the producer, with us. So we just knocked out that gig. But you were in front, and you were cool, man. It was great.
Okay.
If you say so,
no, he was watching. I was.
I think it's a cool thing to be able to have you have your cake and eat it. To come out sometimes, play drums sometimes. But
Phil
also,
Collins thing.
we were talking about having Jack sing more on if we do another one. We're gonna have Jack sing a little more.
Okay, so now we're talking singers. You've known quite a few famous ones, and so let's go, like, you know, Dio, right?
Yeah. I mean, prior to that, I worked with Kelly Hansen. I worked with a guy called Cal Swan that really was a Coverdale disciple, and James Christian, and different. A guy called Keith St. John I have a side thing with. He's a great singer. But then Ronnie plucked me out of LA and put me out where people started to really know me, and it was an awesome experience working with Ronnie. He was, as you guys know, he was the king. He was the king. He was the man on the Silver Mountain, and that led to Coverdale, and then working with Deen and John, and
John.
There's you know, just so many different the guys that I've been very lucky to sing.
I would think so.
Definitely.
And Jack, like you said, we get him to sing a little bit more, right?
Jack's got a great voice.
Yeah.
Jack and Deen together, we did that acoustic show, and these guys were trading off. We did High Enough, I think was it called?
High Enough.
From the Damn Yankees.
Yeah, and it was insane. You know, just a couple acoustics and the two voices. It was awesome.
I bet. And so now rhythm section. Let's talk rhythm section.
Yes, sir.
So you're playing with Jack?
Yep.
Now you're playing with Marco.
Yeah, oh, dude.
What's the feeling there?
Well, working with Marco is awesome. I've worked on a couple of records with him with Neil Sean.
Okay.
We had done a couple solo records with Neil. Soul Circus, which was one of them, and then a record called So You that Marco and I had collaborated with Neil on. And Marco's an animal. I mean, I've never, out of all the bassists I've ever worked with, he's definitely in the top 2. I mean, he's a monster. I mean, I've never had a guy that plays the way he can play anything. And that's what's amazing with him. And Jack's got his thing, and he's got his own style.
They're different.
Yeah, totally different bass players, but Marco's just got this thing. He's just a monster. He's just a monster.
Actually, he's a beast.
Yeah, there you go.
But Jack is like very melodic. He's almost got this Paul McCartney thing about him.
That's what I was going to say, very McCartney-esque.
Yeah.
Very much so.
And Marco, I mean, going back to Blue Murder days, Whitesnake,
Yeah.
Black Star Rider / Thin Lizzy, I mean, a monster of a player.
Marco's larger-than-life personality. He's really awesome. He's a big part of why this lineup works. You know?
And John, I think he's been quoted as saying he's always considered a more guitar player than the singer, and he's out there fronting the band every night, right?
Well, he's a bulletproof singer. He's super strong. He works his butt off, and I don't know any other singer that could hang with the schedule that he's been putting in on this run.
I agree.
Right?
I've never seen it. I mean, he's iron voice.
Back to back.
Dude,
Yeah,
5 in a row. What we're doing, we do the Daisyland thing, which is about an hour long, maybe 45 minutes, and then we do a 90-minute set. And that guy nails it nightly. I've never heard anybody. One other guy, Paul Rogers. I got to work with Paul.
Really?
Paul is another guy that could sing 4 nights in a row effortlessly. John's the same way. Doesn't have an issue. I mean, he might be, and then boom, he just nails it. It's frightening.
Okay, so somebody's coming to Dead Daisy show tonight. What do they expect? What's the feel? What's the general feeling there?
We're loosely tight. Like, we keep it loose because we want people to have fun. We basically want the show to be interactive with the audience, so that we're kind of working together, at the show, having a party. It's like a party environment.
Great.
But then we guys, Dino, Castronovo, Marco, we all get it.
Doug. Come on, bro.
We get a chance to throw down, and we do take it serious. We try really hard to get it right every night.
So a garage band comes to your local venue, and
we definitely throw down, and I love that about this band. Everybody in this band is stellar at what they do. I mean, everyone, and we all pull our own weight. We do, but as a team, it's really unstoppable. And I love this about it: no egos, no drama, crud. I love that about this band. It's just everybody gets along. We love doing this. It's huge, bro.
there's
That's
some
a huge
heavy.
thing.
I mean, you guys have been doing this a long time. There's egos could get involved in that, and that's great to hear that it doesn't, right?
No, it's all for one and one for all, and I love that about this band.
It's really interesting. It's like I guess some bands do this too, but we'll travel. We'll do 5 in a row, 2 shows a day. We'll be in and out of cars and planes and taxis, whatever, and then we'll get to our destination and maybe have a night off, and it's like, hey, where do you guys want to go eat? It's like we really stick together. We enjoy hanging together, and we're friends. We've been friends for a long time.
You got some sushi in your future.
Yes, sir.
I know Doug wants some Canadian beer, he was saying earlier, coming out of the
Okay, I gotta ask you,
Daisyland.
what's the best Canadian beer? Ooh, that's a tough one. How about it?
Well, there's Labatt's and
I like Rickard's Red. I'm a red guy, and that one's one of my favorites.
Labatt's and Molson are the two.
Yeah,
I know.
those are the 2 big ones. Yeah, they have different kinds. There's microbreweries that are big all over, right?
Yeah.
So and then we were talking about Revolution of Saints. You got Dead Daisies, everything. One of my albums that I can't stop listening to is Joelle Castronovo.
Now, see, that is very cool, man. That was a fun record. That was just before these guys called me. I went and I did the record, and I had a great time with Johnny. He got the better songs, though. That's all I'm going to say. He got the better songs. I got the seconds. But once we finished it, I love how it came out. I'm very proud of it. I was just grateful that Doug texted me, and said, hey, are you busy? Are you available? I'm like, let's go.
We've got an opening.
Yeah. And it worked out great.
And so what, did you play all the drum tracks, or were you really there together with Johnny playing
Yeah,
together?
I did the drum tracks with that, and then I ended up, after I did the drum tracks, it was like, okay, what songs am I singing? So Alessandro, the producer, said, okay, you're going to do these 6, and you're going to do the backgrounds on these 6. So that's what I did. I did the backgrounds first, and it was, lead vocal time. I just
And like the video, is it true you haven't seen him in like all those
I
years?
hadn't seen him in 19 years, for real. Last time I saw him was like, oh my gosh, a Journey show. It was, I think, in 99 or 98. Yeah.
Speaking of Journey, what do you think about this Steve Perry rumor? He might be coming back. Is that what we're hearing out there?
Well, I talked to Neil on a weekly basis. We were very, very close, and we're very tight still. And I don't think he's going to come back. But that's just what I hear from the camp there. I don't think he wants to. Why should he? He's freaking Steve Perry. He doesn't need Journey's help anymore. He's got it down. The new song's brilliant. I heard this stuff. It's like, come on, it's Steve Perry. It's perfect. To me, it's perfect. He was my favorite singer next to Ronnie Dio. Those two were my favorite singers as a kid. So, I'm just glad he's back. So glad he's back.
John Wade, another great vocalist that you had the chance of Bad English.
Oh yeah, dude. He's another monster. Such phrasing. The way he sings, his phrasing is so different, and it's his own thing. It's just brilliant.
Cool tone too. I
love it.
Going back to the Babies in the 70s.
Yeah,
I mean, he's done everything.
Head first, all that stuff. Oh my gosh, yeah, man, big time.
So and then I got this. This was also in Vegas. You're inside of this, raiding the Rock Vault.
Yeah, it's I did it for a little while when I left Whitesnake. It was really cool because I needed to spend some time with my boy especially. And it was a great opportunity. I got a call around Christmas time from a guy called John Payne, who started the Rock Vault. And he said, he had actually asked me to do it in the beginning, and I couldn't. I was always busy with Whitesnake, but we were off. And so I said, yeah, let's do it. He goes, it's great, Doug. You set up your live concert rig in the theater. They give you 2 suites that go together, and you can go downstairs and play through your rig in the theater anytime you want, and you don't have to move. No tour bus. And I'm like,
oh, that's a nice setup.
It's perfect.
Ding!
Yeah.
No, it's like, so my boy and I, we holed up in Vegas for about a year, and then eventually I started getting burned out a little bit on the show itself. It's a killer show. It's a great show, and they're all my friends, Howard and Hugh McDonald and all those guys, the singers, Paul Shortino, Rob McCauley. They're great guys, but I just got burned out on doing the same thing every day, 6 nights a week. So at that point, Glenn Hughes called me, another singer.
Right, that's what I was going to say. There we go. I forgot Glenn.
So he said, let's do some touring, and then I kind of got my feet wet to start to get out a little bit.
You're all over the place. Here's Glenn's on tour with Doug. Doug's there too.
But really, at this point, I've got the Dead Daisies is my day job, and I've got Revolution Saints is something that we have it's close to us. And then I also have the Burning Rain band with Keith St. John that is gonna come. We got a new record coming out next year on Frontiers, so it's really good. It's basically done, just needs to be mixed, and I'm just waiting because I don't want it to get in the way of Dead Daisies or anything like that.
So the set list changes up? Is it a loose set list, or you basically
it does change.
Yeah, it depends. I mean, a lot of it, we have management and they're really, really in tune to, hands-on. They're very in tune to what they want and what they see, what their vision is. So they'll say, you know what, this song's not working. I'm watching the crowd, this song's not working. Let's pull this down, let's try this one. And sure enough, it's like, bam, that one just sold it, So it's great to have that kind of, what's the word I'm looking for?
Optimistic.
He's just got a vision. He just knows what he wants. And with the band, I mean, it works great because we're
objective.
Yeah. We can try anything. I mean, we know the songs. It's like, throw it in. Let's try it. Let's do it. It's great. It's really cool.
Guys, thank you very much for this interview. We'll let you go and have supper, and catch you later at the show. And looking forward to it. And hopefully you'll catch up Dead Daisies on the tour throughout the rest of North America.
Absolutely. We've got what, 2 or 3 more weeks left.
I think 2.5 more weeks. Yeah.
It's a killer schedule.
Yeah.
Yep. And but I gotta say, we've had a great time in Canada. Everyone's been so nice to us. It was my first time to Ottawa.
Oh, really?
Never been there, and
that's the capital.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
That's like going to the White House.
But I gotta say, I've got history with Montreal. I used to be married to a Quebecois girl, and I got a lot of friends coming out tonight.
Cool.
And, I got her a Steve's Music T-shirt she asked for.
There you go. There. Good promo. We'll move the microphone.
I got Wednesday 13. That's my son's band.
There you go.
Okay, yeah.
We get a plug in.
Got to plug my son's band. It's important.
Yeah. So,
but we love Canada, and it's been awesome to be here. The only hard part's getting across the border.
yeah. Maybe going back too.
Yeah.
If you don't have your passport.
Exactly.
Oh, there you go. Talk about a plug.
Hey, what's this?
That's the Metal Voice.
Metal Boys. I can't do Corey Taylor at all.
You know that we're gonna keep this shirt, right?
Yeah. We got
another one?
We got more in the card, Jim.
Let's fight over it.
What is it, a large?
It's a large.
You can have it. I'll have another large for them.
There you
Awesome.
go. Is there any unreleased Dio material out there floating around?
There is probably a couple things. I know I have one song that I talked to Wendy about that was, it was right at the end. He wanted to have Dio work, and he wanted to get in shape for his upcoming Heaven and Hell tour. So he wanted to do a run, and Craig Goldie I don't know what he was doing, but he asked me to play guitar. And I just said, work it out with David Coverdale, and they did. And he ended up getting sick, you know the story, but prior to that, he wanted to do a new song and package it with some products that he and I had worked on together, some of the Dio stuff, as a tour promotion. And he goes, take this song and will you put a guitar solo on it? And I have it at home. And I put a guitar solo on it, I brought back the tape with this new guitar solo, and he goes, no, forget that song, I got a new idea. And then we did this song called Electra, and that was the song that we did for the record. And this is the last song that he recorded and wrote. But this other song that he passed on is really deep and haunting. And to hear him, he played bass on it, he played guitar on it, he sang on it. I put a solo on it. I think it's a drum machine that Simon programmed or something. But his vocals are incredible and just so, it's just, the word is haunting.
And you've got that copy.
I have it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, you got to play that for me.
Yeah, I have it upstairs actually. But I asked Wendy, do you want to, and I'm sure she's probably found it by now, because they got his computers and went through his drives and stuff, and I'm sure that they've got it. But at the time when I brought it up, nobody really wanted to listen to anything. They were so heartbroken.
Right, for sure.
So, but God bless that kid, man. Ronnie James Dio, we miss you, bro.
Yeah, everybody in the community. Unbelievable that I've never heard anybody say anything bad about the man. It was just praise right across the board.
He loved Montreal. We had that show at Medley. Was it called Medley?
Right, yeah, Bar Medley, yeah.
It was insane. That was the most intense Dio show. One of the most top 5 intense shows I ever was part of with him here. And I don't think that club's there now.
No, I know it's not closed. It's closed down. So it's still there, yeah, Medley.
Medley's closed.
Yeah, it's closed. Yeah. It was just down the street.
Yeah.
So guys, again, thank you very much.
Thanks,
Wish
Al.
you all the best on the rest of the tour.
Thank you.
So make sure you check out the Dead Daisies. They still got 3 to 4 weeks out there here on The Metal Voice.